Hello everyone, it's Cassie and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I didn't think I was gonna do, but I had a chance to film it today, so I took that chance. We're going to be doing the mid-year freakout tag, mid-year book freakout tag. I don't know what it's actually called. I did this tag last year. I don't remember what my answers for any of them were, but it was fun to do. So let's waste no time and get right into it. I will try and remember to make the to tag the creators down below their video. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Both of those would mean the absolute world to me. Let's just get into the tag. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my iPad to look at the questions. The first question is best book you've read so far in 2022. I'm gonna be highly relying on my Goodreads. For this year has been a bit of a blur. The best book that I have read in 2022 so far is House of Earth and Blood, or Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. I read this in January. I was very intimidated by this book, so I wouldn't read it for a while, but when I read it, I freaking loved it. I have a vlog. It's in my monthly reading blog in January, but I posted it more recently because I'm slow at editing sometimes. So I have a vlog where I read this, so you can see some of my reactions to it. This book made me cry. This book made me smile. I probably didn't actually smile, but in my head I smiled. But I really liked this book, and it's definitely, yeah, it's my favorite book that I've read so far this year. I have read like decent books this year, but nothing really has like stood out like this has. If you haven't read this or heard of this, it's a fantasy, but it has like a murder mystery subplot, which I think is why I really enjoyed it. There's also like a bit of a romance in there too, so I really liked it and I would recommend if you haven't checked it out. If you're intimidated by it, I get it because it's huge, but so worth it. Question 2 is best sequel you've read so far in 2022, and I haven't really read very many sequels, maybe one. Even though this has been my favorite book, I haven't read the sequel yet. I've only read 2 sequels, and I don't really love either of them. These are the only sequels I've read this year. It's Not Somewhere Without You, which I literally just finished 2 days ago, and The Good Girls by Sarah Shepard. Both of them I gave like 3.5 stars, so I guess I liked this one better. Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy is about Belly, and she goes to this beach house every year with her mom's best friend's family, so she has like a little bit of a love triangle with the 2 sons, and super cute. I liked the first one better, but this one wasn't super bad. New release you haven't read yet but want to. That would be The Counselors by Jessica Goodman. I can't remember exactly when this came out, very recently, and I just filmed my July TBR, which will be up before this, so check that out. But sneak peek, this is on my July TBR. This is about this summer camp, this town that has a summer camp that's super bougie, 5-figure tuition. So most of the people that live in the town don't actually go to it, but we follow this character named Goldie, and she's one of the only ones that has gone to it, and now she's going as a counselor. She's got some secrets and stuff that she wants to share with her best friend, so there's like a good friendship in here as well. And then there's a murder at this camp. Someone turns up dead in the lake, and she knows it's not an accident. So I'm really excited. YA mystery. I love a good YA mystery. The next question is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. There's Nothing Left to Tell, or Nothing Left to Tell, I can't remember what it's called, by Karen M. McManus. I'm gonna be honest, I don't fully know what this book is about. Actually, I have 2. I'm gonna answer 2. Don't fully know what this one's about, but I love all her books, so I'm buying it first day that it comes out. Probably will pre-order it. Also The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead I adored. It was my favorite book of 2021. So I'm super excited about this one. This one is, I think, culty. Like, there's a cult vibe. I think it's pretty dark, but I'm super excited, and I'm pretty sure they both come out on August 30th, at least where I live, but I could be wrong by a couple days, but it's something around there. So I'm excited for both those, and I'm picking them up as soon as I can. Question number 5 is biggest disappointment. The book that's been my biggest disappointment this year is probably The Beautiful by Renee Audier. This was the first book this year that I was just like, not a fan. I might continue on with the series. I was just like meh about it, and it took me a really long time to read because I just wasn't super into it. Pretty slow. This is like set in 1872 New Orleans. We follow Celine when she's coming there from France after she did something bad there, and she's trying to create a new life here, and she's in like this church, living in a church, and then she meets Sebastian, who is this really interesting man in this really interesting world. It's not super interesting, but Celine thinks he's super interesting. She wants to get to know him more, and there starts to be murders of women, and so she thinks she might be next because she's kind of getting stalked. That kind of was a bad synopsis, but it's a meh book for me. I don't know, I just was not a huge fan, and I know people didn't really like the one person that I know that loved the first book and didn't like the second book, so I don't think I'm gonna like the second book if I didn't like the first book, but I could be wrong, so I'm not saying never, just not in a hurry to read the next book. Biggest surprise, I would have to go with either, I would say this because I was super scared about it and I thought I'm not gonna be like a fantasy reader, but since I already used that, I'm also gonna say The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. I bought this when I was really interested in it. After I bought it, I heard a lot of people like didn't really like it, so I was kind of scared, and I was like, oh, maybe I won't like it. But I actually quite liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I am going to continue on with the series. I started reading the second book, but it's huge. It's this one. It's huge, and I just haven't had the motivation to continue, but I like it. A love letter to Gothic literature, basically, because it has characters all from Frankenstein, Jekyll and Hyde, Sherlock Holmes and stuff. Most of them are the daughters of these Gothic characters, except Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson are themselves. It follows Mary Jekyll at first because she's trying to catch Hyde in order to get the prize money for it. Snowballs from there, where she meets these other daughters of these characters. They kind of band together and become the Athena Club, and it's super heartwarming and super cute. I really liked the characters. They are looking for Hyde. There are also these murders happening around them that they're trying to solve, and yeah, I read this with the audiobook and it made it a million times better, so I would recommend, if you're checking this book out, to also read it with the audiobook, because I don't think I would like it as much as I did if I just physically read it. Next question is favorite new author. It can be a debut or new to you. I don't really know if I have an answer for this one. I haven't really read anyone more than once. Maybe Sarah J. Maas, because I loved that book, but I haven't read anything else from her, so I don't know. And I know, crazy that I haven't read anything else from her, but no one's really sticking out for that one, which is kind of sad. Newest fictional crush, probably Hunt. Yeah, I'd probably say Hunt from House of Earth and Blood, and I'm just gonna keep answering this just because it's been my favorite book, but no one else really sticks out as a crush, or like lots of the guys in this book. Newest favorite character, I'm gonna go with Finley Donovan from Finley Donovan is Killing It, or I would also say Veronica, her sidekick in this. I really liked both of them. I thought they were funny. I don't think I really like laughed out loud, but I thought it was like a really good story, and I thought they were both pretty great characters. A book that made me cry, I have to answer this one again because this is the only book that I've cried in this year, and that's House of Earth and Blood. I cried like quite a bit, or like teared up at least quite many times, so it's the only book that has made me cry this year. Question number 11 is book that made me happy. I'm gonna have to go with Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I thought this book was super cute. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, it was so cute. So I'm really excited because they are making a show out of this, and I saw a clip of the actors, or like they did a little thing on TikTok, so I'm actually really excited. This one was super cute. There were so many cute moments, and the characters were pretty great. I enjoyed it. Definitely made me happy. This one's about the son of the President of the United States and the prince from England hate each other, but do they really? They end up falling in love, and it's a secret because neither of them are out. I just think it's so cute. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received? I'm gonna pick two here. So I finally have Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. This was kindly gifted to me by Simone from Beyond Bookish. I'm beyond grateful for that. Everyone's read this book and I just want to read it so badly, but I'm gonna try and get it on my August TBR because the second book comes out in August. So this follows Amari. This is a middle grade, by the way, and her brother is missing, and it doesn't really seem like anyone seems to care, and so she's looking for him, and she finds this suitcase. A nomination for a summer tryout at the Bureau of Supernatural Affairs. Super cute. Beautiful cover. Everyone's seen it, but beautiful cover, and I really want to get to it this year. I also have to mention I Kissed Cher Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. I just recently got this. I love the cover. I love the end pages, and the actual book is cute as well. So, and the beautiful spine. So I have to mention both of those. What books do you need to read by the end of this year? A million. I'd like to read so many of my own books because I had a goal for this year, and I'm of like how many own books I had by the end of the year, and I'm not killing it. I'm not killing it. So I would like to read a bunch. Some that I'll mention: The Agathas by Kathleen Glasgow and Liz Lawson. This is a YA mystery where they look at Agatha Christie novels to help them solve a mystery. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I really want to get to this. Everyone probably has heard of this. Follows a interview style of Evelyn Hugo, and she talks about her life, which is like crazy. She's like this really important starlet of her time. And This Might Hurt by Stephanie Robel. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. I've been reading this off because I want to read it in August or September when I read The Last Housewife, like I mentioned earlier, because this one's also, I think they're kind of similar. They're both culty. Her sister ends up in a cult and she's trying to get her out. Receives a menacing email from Wisewood account threatening to reveal the secret she's been keeping from Kit. She hurries north to come clean to her sister and bring her home, but she's about to learn that Wisewood won't let either of them go without a fight. So, those are probably my three main, but I want to read so many of my physical books, so yeah, it's a kind of a struggle. But yeah, that is all the questions for the tag. Let's talk about my Goodreads goal quickly. I put my goal at 37 just because I thought it was like kind of a random number that I could definitely get to. I'm at 21, so I should be able to do that, but the second half of the year is going to be absolutely insane for me, so yeah, hopefully it works out. Just thought I'd throw that in there as well. But if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Both those mean the absolute world to me. Let me know if there's any other tag videos you would like me to do. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I mentioned in this video, what your thoughts on them are, or any of your goals, or answer any of these questions down in the comments below. I'd love to know your answers to this tag. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye!